For many, Mario has been a household name since before they were even born. It's a safe bet that anybody that's into video games has seen the red and blue clad plumber cross their screen at some point in their lifetime. So, while we all know a lot about Mario, how much do we know about his leading lady? To be fair, the first leading lady Mario saved was Pauline back in 1981's arcade classic Donkey Kong. That's not who we'll be discussing today. That's right, we're going to be talking about Princess Peach. Mario's most famous damsel in distress since 1985 was Princess Peach, formerly known as Princess Toadstool. The ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom had a lot going for her. Not only was she getting kidnapped all the time, but she was also always in another castle. And that was about it. Yeah, it's silly, but Peach has been kidnapped countless times in the series. It's even become a running joke in the series itself, being referenced in games like Paper Mario. I don't know whether to make fun of Peach's carelessness or be impressed with Bowser's persistence. Now, things have gotten a lot better with Princess Peach's character development over the years. She became a playable character in Super Mario Bros. 2. She devoted a lot of hobbies to specifically sports and parties. And while this has been great with showing Peach as a skilled athlete, this hasn't taken away the fact that she's been kidnapped 14 times. Things have been changing for Princess Peach, though. The recent Mario movie has a different take on the Mushroom Matriarch. Peach's character is confident, bold, and more daring than ever. She's actually the one who showed Mario how to succeed in the Mushroom Kingdom and stop Bowser once and for all. Ready to take on action to save the day. Where was this Peach in the games? Now, I'll acknowledge, Princess Peach does have a few entries where she's the bona fide hero at this point. Like I said, the Mario movie, where her damsel in distress days are far from over. There's also Super Princess Peach on the DS, where her attacks were emotions and crying. You gotta start somewhere. Thankfully, things improve in Nintendo's latest Princess Peach installment, Princess Peach Showtime. This time, as a badass theater kid. Peach has found herself trapped at the Sparkle Theater by Madame Grape and the Sour Bunch. Rather than wait around for some plumbers to come and save the day, she's taken upon herself to stop the tragedy from playing out on stage. Seeing Peach on a theatrical stage, dressed up in so many costumes, facing enemies in the spotlight, left me really excited. I remember getting introduced to the theater on stage by my Nana when I was a kid. And from the moment I saw shows live before my eyes, a theater kid was born. So it's really cool to see Princess Peach not only get the chance in the spotlight, pun absolutely intended, but also doing something I absolutely adore. Of course I was hyped for this game. So how is Princess Peach Showtime? Does it deserve a standing ovation? Or will the Nintendo community be throwing tomatoes? This is all I had in my fridge. Let's find out. The game starts with Princess Peach visiting the Sparkle Theater, a huge glamorous set run by creatures called Theets. Don't know what a Theet is? It's technically a new original character. Imagine a Wiggler's head with arms and legs. You will never unsee it. The show is interrupted by Madame Grape, as she sends her lackeys, the Sour Bunch, to kidnap the Sparkla performers and cause havoc for all the stage plays. Peach then runs into the guardian of the Sparkle Theater, Sparkla Stella. Not a lot of you will get that reference, but I don't care. The two of them team up to show Madame Grape by going into each and every show and resorting the plays to what they once were. I really love how this game gives Peach her own identity and shows that she doesn't have to rely on other Mario characters to help her out either. Mario and Luigi aren't here, you don't see Daisy around, although honestly that'd be pretty cool. Bowser isn't even the main villain, with Madame Grape making her debut as this game's big bad. It's so cool to see Peach have her own foil, and not rely on previous Mario characters. If this were a few years ago, the villain would have been generic Toad number 5, I swear. I love the level design, or should I say set design of all the levels, because every single one is filled with creativity and charm. The plays themselves are extravagant set pieces, taking place in locations like medieval times, ancient Japan, wild western taverns, and even space! As grand as these sets are, you can tell it's a theater because everything is made out of cardboard and built by hand. It's really charming to see the cardboard backdrops similar to my theater days. Goodfield, the same developers as Yoshi's Crafted World and Kirby's Epic Yarn, have an obvious influence here. They always seem to find a way to add paper to these games. Their attention to detail shows with little touches like spotlights, props, papier-mâché puppets that make the theater come to life around you. And look how shiny the lobby is! It starts out all dark and corrupted thanks to Madame Grape, but as each show is restored to its former glory, it turns from a nasty, corrupted purple to a bright, shiny yellow. Each floor of the theater has 4 plays you can go through, in any order that you want. You go through each show, then face the boss of that floor, then move on to the next floor. Rinse and repeat until you go all the way to the top. All the while rescuing the kidnapped Sparklet actors in the basement levels in between.
Oh, get me out of here!
I'm sure they'll be fine. But what about the gameplay? Well, when it comes to the mechanics, they're kind of all over the place. Princess Peach starts each level with her standard dress. Starla Stella helps out with a ribbon attack that inspires the feats around her to continue the performance. She can also use this to attack the Sour Bunch in order to prevent them from messing with the performance. However, this is often not enough on its own, so Peach has to transform into various costumes to get the job done. Wow, that's so cool! I want to do that!
Well, I guess we can't all have princess power.
There are 10 different costumes for Peach to use, each with their own set of mechanics, controls, and style. All of them are magnificent, and I want to talk about them! So, here's my quick Top 10 Princess Peach Showtime costumes in Princess Peach Showtime!
Number 10. Figure Skater Peach.
Before I begin, I want to acknowledge that these costumes are really well done, but if I had to rank one last, it'd have to be the figure skater. This one is kind of simple. Peach looks adorable in her ice skating uniform, but the majority of it is jumping and twirling. It is satisfying performing all these tricks as you move around the ice and over the lit snowflakes. Plus, I love how you attack the Sour Bunch by making them dizzy and spinning them off the stage. It's a lot of fun.
Number 9. Patisserie Peach.
In a world of sweets and baked goods, one princess stands alone on stage with everybody else. Peach bakes cookies and put icing on delectable cakes. There is no combat when using this costume, with each goal feeling fresh out of a Mario Party title. The mini-games are fun yet challenging. Plus, everything in this level looks super delicious. I want to eat everything. On top of it all, Peach looks adorable, but definitely not edible.
Number 8. Kung Fu Peach.
With as great as the costume in this is, I expected it to be higher. Kung Fu Peach shows up when you fight in an ancient setting. You eventually learn Kung Fu and suddenly everybody is Kung Fu fighting! There are a lot of one-on-one fights and even a recurring boss. It's all so flashy and cool. Peach even spins around the poles like in the movies. As fun as it looks, I do have to wonder if Peach gets sick. It feels like I'm literally in a Bruce Lee movie, but as Princess Peach. Plus, the backgrounds of temples and mountains really complement the scene phenomenally.
Number 7. Sword Fighter Peach.
As the first costume we get, it does a lot. Peach dresses as a musketeer complete with fancy swordplay. She uses her sword to take out enemies, counterattacks, and beat mighty bosses. She can even attack vines! Take that, greenery! This athletic outfit makes a great first impression, and provides a super satisfying way to explore the castle, both inside and out.
Number 6. Ninja Peach.
In the ancient Japan play, Peach dons the ninja costume to set the Sour Bunch straight. Much like the ninjas of old, stealth is the name of the game here. These platform sections have you sneaking to avoid patrolling guards, performing fast dash attacks and even camouflage. Seriously, she blends in with the set by having pieces of the set cover her. It's hilarious. It's a welcome new style for dealing with enemies focusing more on stealth than combat. That's not to say she can't throw down when she needs to. Ninja Peach is always ready to pounce!
Number 5. Mermaid Peach.
I honestly thought I was going to hate this one. I thought the level was going to be exactly like Atlantica from Kingdom Hearts 2. no action, and constant singing. Let's make it stop! And while there is a lot of singing, I really like how these levels were done. Peach gains the power of the siren as she guides a school of fish to do her bidding. They can open clams, rescue friends, and do all sorts of things to aid her in the level. It's a really creative idea for a singing platformer, and it beats Kingdom Hearts 2 by a long shot. There is a rhythm game in here too, but it's a lot more entertaining. Simple, short, and more importantly, doesn't overstay its welcome. And of course, the music is great.
Number 4. Mighty Peach.
You ever wanted Princess Peach to dress up in Power Ranger attire and fight an army of robots, then jetpack to take on aliens? That's very specific and exactly what you'll get with the Mighty Peach levels. The spectacle in these levels is off the charts, and it's so satisfying to just beat up stuff and feel ultimate power in this futuristic sci-fi play. It gave me huge Mega Man vibes with even a Dr. Light feat helping you out, and I love it.
Number 3. Detective Peach.
Forget Pikachu, Detective Peach, achoo, bless you, is on the case and must do some investigating to deduce what is amiss and who the culprits are. These levels play like a mix between a visual novel and even some elements of point and click, as Peach must interact with objects to see if she can find any clues or anything to help her advance the story. Think of it as a light Ace Attorney, and this takes place in what looks like classic London, which is what you would expect in a classic detective story. I really like how you have to hold the B button to investigate, and there's this huge build-up before she figures it out. Gives out huge Ace Attorney objection vibes. I need to play Ace Attorney.
Number 2. Cowgirl Peach.
Peach enters the wild, wild west in her new cowgirl attire, and it's so much fun. She learns to rodeo, ride horses on auto-scroll levels, and lasso enemies God knows where. It has all the elements of a classic spaghetti western. With some meatballs? Do spaghetti westerns have pasta? Either way, I am here for it. The setting has classic cowboy vibes, with tumbleweeds, a saloon, and of course, a train!
And number 1. Dashing Thief Peach.
No contest. Peach releases her inner persona Phantom Thief as she wears a mask and breaks into the villain's hideout to steal back what was stolen. She jumps on rooftops, uses grappling hooks, hacks computers to destroy traps and mess with security systems, all while stealing back items and making a quick getaway. I know I just compared it to Persona, but these levels remind me so much of the Sly Cooper series. And it's such a stark contrast from the Peaches we all know and love. But it's so much fun to see this super spy side of her. All these costumes are great, but Dashing Thief stole my heart. Yeah, I said the pun, I don't care! Princess Peach Showtime has a large amount of levels with equally large amount of gameplay styles. The different costumes provide a great balance of gameplay and keep things from going stale. You would think 10 costumes would miss the mark or get redundant after a while, but that's not the case here. Each costume adds to the world building for each play they are in, and I love the creative ways Showtime uses them to make the gameplay more thrilling. Each play combines sets, backgrounds, characters, and music that blends together effortlessly for a great experience. The costumes also don't wear out their welcome, giving you 3 levels to take them on for a spin, scattered all throughout the game. Each costume consists of 2 main world building stages, followed by a 3rd basement level, where you have to rescue the Sparkla, i.e. the original actors who wore the costumes in the first place. It's amazing how Peach gives each costume its own personality too. You are able to see her accomplish all these feats. It's truly inspiring, really. I mean, I'm not going to rob from criminals or catch a train or anything, but you get my point. It makes me wonder what other Princess Peach costumes they would think of for a sequel. Maybe Sorceress Peach, where she shoots magic at enemies with a staff. Or Jungle Peach, where she's swinging from vine to vine. Oh, here's one I really want to see. Pirate Peach.
Being a pirate is a wretched...
The music for each level is absolutely perfect. Each single goes with whatever setting is happening, and it fits incredibly well. Not a track misses the beat, and each complements the atmosphere of the location every chance it can get. The levels truly wouldn't be as exciting or replayable without it. And these stages certainly are replayable, as you will be replaying them again and again, especially if you want to 100% the game by finding all the collectibles, hidden secrets, and bonus stages you missed the first time around. The bonus stages are a bit hard to find. If you notice a slightly unusual area that looks a little out of place, chances are you found one. Strike your best pose in front of it, and 9 out of 10 times it'll lead to a backstage bonus area where you can collect coins, find special feats, and earn a piece of clothing. More on that later. Then there are these light turquoise gems called sparkles that are scattered throughout the level, even in these bonus stages. You get them by scouring each nook and cranny or by completing challenges. You'll find most of them naturally, but if you want to find them all, good luck, because these sons of guns can be really hard to find. I'll get you, my pretties, and your little 100% completion bonus too. The devs did a good job of hiding these suckers. During my first playthrough, I wasn't trying to complete every level, but I at least attempted to get as many sparkles as I could. Even after spending a good amount of time scouring the level and thinking, there's no way I could have missed any. What? I missed 2 of them? I'm not mad that these sparkles are well hidden, by the way. It's just something you may want to be aware of before you start your 100% completion one. These guys are going to be hard to find. A lot of people say this is an easy game for babies, and while it is on the easier side, I think that judgment is a little harsh. If you want to really challenge yourself, go for 100% completion. It'll add a good couple of hours trying to collect everything, but hey, that's more time with this wonderful game. Not so easy, is it, game journalists? Okay, it is kind of easy though. It's a game for kids after all, and while Nintendo does make their games for everyone, you could tell this was targeted for a younger audience. For example, it's very possible to die in this game, but you also get unlimited continues. But for me, it's less about difficulty and more about accessibility. Not every game needs to be Dark Souls. Sometimes it feels good just to play through a game and feel powerful while you do it. And I do feel powerful with that sword or thief costume. One other criticism is that the game has too much variety, if that makes sense. Like, it just throws things at the player to see what sticks. Well, I can see the point of this argument. Why is it a problem if you're having fun? Every level was a blast to play, and I almost never felt bored. I was thrilled every single time Peach got into a costume. Sure, it's not a consistent style of gameplay, but does that make it not enjoyable? I don't think it matters as long as you are having fun. And for this Peach game, I was entertained. The only thing I can say about the levels themselves is that a lot of the stuff the game just expects you to know, or at least experiment to figure out. A lot of times the game will want you to do something, and you wind up pressing buttons until you realize, oh, that's what it wants me to do. On one hand, it can be a little difficult and annoying to figure out what the game wants from you, and people may get frustrated by it. But it's kind of rewarding to figure it all out. And usually once you do, something cool happens in game, so it instantly feels satisfying. Yeah, the typical criticisms of this game never really bothered me. What I did notice were the performance and loading times. They were a bit wonky. Not that the game didn't look gorgeous, that was stated earlier in the video. But in terms of performance, yeah, the Switch is showing its age a bit. Which is strange because a lot of bigger games like Tears of the Kingdom and Xenoblade 3 have less noticeable glitches. What happened here? Was it rushed or something? The load screens are particularly bad as they not only take a decent amount of time, but I keep getting screen stutters like mad. Every time a purple loading screen pops up, I feel like the game is going to crash on me. It never does, but it still gives me a bit of anxiety. Don't you dare crash on me, Peach. I'll get out the ketchup. I'm not afraid to use it. Funny enough, the worst of these load screens happens before bosses. So maybe that's why the performance is rough there. Oh yeah, this game has bosses. I really like the bosses a lot. They could have easily made the enemies cute and adorable. But nope, these guys are actually cool looking and even a bit unsettling. Just like many classic Mario bosses, you have to learn their patterns and hit them just right. And the bosses from this game are always fun and creative. As a bonus, their names are very punny, and to a theater geek like me, I always get a chuckle out of them. And if all that wasn't enough for you, just wait, there's more! We have rehearsals. If the game is a bit too easy for you, you can do rehearsals once you complete a floor. This has you performing as a certain costume to see how many enemies you can beat at a time before you get hit. It's a decent challenge mode for sure, and you always want to see if you can reach the highest rank by taking out the highest challenge. Plus, I get to beat up baddies as Peach, what's not to like? And if you succeed, you can unlock more clothes for Peach to wear. Wait, have I not talked about dressing up yet? Well, let us address that, shall we? This game isn't the only one that can make puns. On the first floor, there is a dress shop, where you can purchase a variety of dresses and ribbons for Peach and Stella to wear. A lot of it is stuff you expect, tons of pink for the Princess of the Mushroom Kingdom to wear, but also you get some fun exotic colors too, stuff I'm not used to seeing her wear in-game. But of course, you can wear them in-game as well. It's a nice variety, and you can even unlock some by completing certain tasks, defeating certain bosses, or by rescuing the theater director, ringmaster Theet? We have no idea who he is, but he looks like Hugh Jackman from The Greatest Showman, and he gives us outfits, so he's cool. I will admit, I was very excited and had high expectations for Princess Peach Showtime. And I will say, from the moment I played it until the moment I finished it, it was an absolute showstopper. The game is a bit short, I finished it under 10 hours, but I adored every fun-filled second of it. I genuinely think people are being too hard on the game, as it's an enjoyable adventure for Peach to have on her own. There is some room for performance improvement, but for a game starring Peach, they could have done a lot worse. This is fun, whether you're a kid or a longtime fan of the Mario series. It has variety, creative ideas, incredible music, and combines two things I love, gaming and theater. How could I not love this game? I know this game doesn't have the best reputation, but if you want to try this at all, please give it a chance. You won't regret it. Princess Peach Showtime truly deserves a standing ovation. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to fantasize about Pirate Peach some more. She better be in the sequel or so help me God! Hey you! Yeah, you. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. It really means a lot to me, and it would also mean a lot to me if you checked out my other videos in my channel as well. A lot of new people have found my content recently, so it really means a lot to me that you decided to check out my content and even subscribe. I really do appreciate it. Thanks to all these amazing people for helping me out with today's video. I couldn't have done it without all of you. Also, an extra special thanks to my Patreon patrons, including Mantelferox and Savacom. You help make every video possible, and you all mean so much to me. If you'd like to join our Patreon, the link is in the description below, along with my Twitch and Instagram. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good night.